Hey there. So, if you're working on your project manager apprenticeship, you've almost certainly run into this thing called K22, Allocation and Management of Resources. It sounds a bit dry, doesn't it? A little corporate? But trust me, today we are going to crack it wide open and make it make sense.
Feeling a little lost in the jargon with that title? Yeah, you're not the only one. So let's follow the story of Jody. She's an associate project manager apprentice over at iBuy Stores, and when she first saw K22, she felt the exact same way.
You know, for Jody, this isn't just some random module. Nailing K22 is something she has to do to pass her apprenticeship. So we're going to follow her journey, step by step, right from the moment she went to her mentor for a bit of help.
All right, so Jody's feeling a little stuck, so she goes to her mentor, Adam. Now, he starts with the textbook stuff, but then he comes up with this simple analogy that just changes everything for her.
So first up, Adam lays out the official definition. Project resources, think of them as all the bits and pieces you need to actually get a project done. And we're not just talking about money, right? It's the people on your team, the software they use, the laptops, even the meeting room you book. It's the whole shebang.
And this is the moment it all just clicks for Jody. Adam says, Jody, forget project resources. Think about packing for a huge trip. Suddenly, the team members, they're your travel buddies. The budget, that's your spending money. It just takes this big, scary business term and makes it totally relatable.
So really, the big idea is this. It's all about making sure you have what you need exactly when you need it. You do that, and you avoid a total disaster on your project journey. It's about a smooth trip, not a chaotic mess.
Adam then explains that, just like any trip has a beginning, a middle, and an end, so does a project. It has different stages, and the stuff you need, well, that changes as you go. And this timeline shows it perfectly. At the start, in the initiation phase, it's all about big ideas, kind of like figuring out a destination and who you want to invite. Then you move into planning, and that's when you get into the nitty-gritty, booking the flights, packing the bags, making detailed schedules. Execution? Well, that's the trip itself. You're actually using everything you planned for. And finally, closure. That's like coming home, unpacking, and letting your team move on to the next adventure.
So Jody asks the one question every single apprentice should be asking. Okay, but why does this actually matter? What happens in the real world if you mess this up?
And the answer, really, is pretty simple. Without good resource management, that trip is a total nightmare. You get delays, you run out of cash, quality drops, it's just stressful. But when you get it right, you're in control. The journey is smooth, predictable, and in the end, successful.
Okay, so Jody's armed with this newfound clarity, she's ready to go. So she turns her attention to a real, live project at iBuy Stores, and this is where the theory gets real.
See, she's not just reading about it anymore. She's looking at an actual resource plan for a new marketing campaign. And that's such a key skill for an APM, being able to take these concepts and see how they play out in a real project.
So she's looking at the plan and she spots it. Let's see, copywriter, 100% allocated. Okay, that's fine. Web developer, 100%, fine. But wait a minute, the designer, they're down for 80% of their time on social media graphics and 40% of their time on posters. Hang on, 80 plus 40? That's 120%. You can't ask for 120% of someone's time. That's a classic resource conflict right there.
And this is Jody's big moment. She goes straight to her manager, Rachel, and confidently explains the problem. But look at how she phrases it. She doesn't just point out a mistake, she identifies a risk to the project's deadline. This is her moving from just learning to actually doing.
All right, now for the final and honestly the most crucial piece of this puzzle. How do you prove you know this stuff? Jody meets with her coach, Olivia, to figure out how to turn this real-world experience into solid evidence for her portfolio and her endpoint assessment. The EPA.
Olivia gives her this incredibly simple but powerful framework. See, it's not enough to just say what you did. You have to first identify the specific situation. Then, explain the action you took. And here's the kicker. You have to reflect on the impact. Why did what you do actually matter to the project?
And this comparison just makes it so clear. I helped with the resource plan. I mean, what does that even mean? It's so vague. But the strong evidence, it's specific. It proves you understood the information, you saw the future consequences, and you took action that had a positive result. That's what assessors are looking for.
So then Olivia preps Jody with a classic EPA question, something just like this. It's basically designed to see if you can tell a story that connects your knowledge of K22 to a real-world project outcome.
And to structure the perfect answer, Olivia recommends the STAR method. It stands for situation, task, action, and result. So for Jody, the situation was the Summer Glow campaign. Her task was supporting the plan. The action was finding that 120% over allocation. And the result? Her action helped keep the entire project on schedule. It's a perfect, concise story that proves she knows her stuff.
And that's really the whole journey, isn't it? She used a simple analogy to finally get the concept, she applied it to a real-world problem, and then she learned how to talk about that experience in a powerful way. She went from being a confused apprentice to a super confident, valuable member of the team.
So now it's over to you. Take what you've learned from Jody's story and look at your own projects with a fresh pair of eyes. What's the resource risk that you're going to be the one to spot this week?